Hey guys, what's up? Cryptofunded here. Welcome to a brand new video. It's a pretty important video, really important technical and fundamental factors happening on Bitcoin. Really deep correction so far, the biggest one on the market. We're currently down 35% from the top, and we're currently looking pretty, still very bearish sentiment overall. Everyone is looking to buy lower, selling to buy lower. There's a lot of people that FOMO'd in on Ethereum and other coins that were going pretty high, like ADA right now is going pretty high. So there's a Doge. A lot of people buy Doge. So there's a lot of people that are new in this market that are not willing to sell at a loss, which is very, very okay. But you got to understand that there are risks involved in this market. As soon as they see these bigger drawdowns, like 10, 20, 30%, they start like shaking their hands and they start getting challenged if they're going to be hodlers or not. This is here for the long term, and this is here is here forever, really. Bitcoin is going to stay and is immutable, it's irreversible, its recognizability is really good. There's a lot of people in the market backing it right now. Elon Musk did not do a good job for the crypto space in the past week, but that's okay. It just pushed price where it needed to fulfill a couple of technical patterns, as we're going to go over today. We are pretty deep on the retracement this month. We are down 23%. Did have a hanging man, somewhat of a bearish candlestick on April, which already signaled us that this huge parabola was already starting to lose its momentum to the upside. We had 6 months in a row green. First month, April, signaled that hanging man, really no more breath, just let me go down a little bit more before we can fill the tank up to another move. Let's switch down now to the, actually I just put a weekly level right here, which was this monthly candle, suggesting that we could see more downside coming towards the beginning of the year. We saw this huge shooting star wick right here, which signals us that maybe price is starting to feel a little bit exhausted. We really saw some selling pressure here with the correction coming all the way from 42,000 all the way down to 28,000 inside this month, and then closed around 32,000. And it was this month that I think it was this month actually that Elon Musk went in around somewhere around, maybe it was, yeah, right here, 29th of January, that Elon Musk went in Bitcoin. But that's just to note. We see this shooting star. There are traders already positioning themselves, thinking this can be a top signal, a medium-term top signal for another downside move, for a temporary downside move, because we are in a bull market. We are going to see big corrections like we are seeing right now, 35 one. But right now we are looking at this top of this wick right here and marking that as a monthly level, really key one that has not been tested. We're going to see that until today. We are testing it. The weekly time frame, as you can see right here, we're finally coming down to see if there is enough demand on this level to hold the buy wall. We try to come down to that level over here, but we did not fulfill that pending orders that were on this level right here. That was it is a pretty significant support. It's a monthly level. So on the weekly, we have this 21 EMA, which serves as a really big support on the bull markets of every chart. So if we go to the BTC USD chart on the weekly, we can see that the 21 EMA has been a really good sign of a continuation of the bull cycle. We did not see a breakdown of this EMA on a bull run. This is a pretty significant level. A lot of people, technical traders, are buying on those levels to hold price from going lower, maybe testing the 50 weekly like it did over here, but never the 21 EMA was broken. And it is really a phenomenal thing that happened yesterday, that the bulls held this price and made the close right above it, and we're currently below it. if we see a closure below this level, it's going to be a pretty bearish signal that can turn down into a much bigger slaughterhouse into the upcoming months. But let's go back to the futures Binance chart, which is where I take my leverage positions on with capped risk, really mitigated risk, because this is about managing risk. If you're doing this for, you know, the medium to short term, short to medium term, you're looking at these swings of price that you're looking to capitalize on. If you're a long-term trader investor, you know, don't care that much about a 35% drawdown. You care more about the hold and really surf the whole wave, instead of, you know, caring about these price movements that are just, you know, noise on the bigger time scale that you're looking at on the monthly, around years and decades. Really, that's what long-term value investors do. They just invest and just ride the wave, and they don't sell like diamond hands, actual diamond hands. Okay, so now on the weekly, you can see that this is a pretty important level that we're trying to bounce off of. We can see that the dip here was really fast. It's a good signal when we see quick fills on the wicks. We are going to experience those quite often because the volatility is quite high. We see a wick fill and then just spike back up, like this one right here got filled and then spike back up. So this wick right here can still get filled on the coming days, and then just a spike back up, and maybe that will be the bottom. There's a really good chance that we're very close to the bottom. This is a pretty big correction already for a bull cycle, so therefore there are already a lot of people on the downside, thinking that it's going to crash, it's going to, you know, it's the end of the world. Elon is against it. Elon doesn't mean anything for the crypto market. He's shilling gold, Doge, which is a technically shitcoin, and it's a meme. He's making a very bad argument for Bitcoin, and it's just not healthy what he did to Bitcoin right here on this candle, pushing price to lower lows. It's not the cause of the move, but it's fulfilled this ABC pattern that we're going to bottom somewhere soon. We are on the all-time low, not all-time lows, but basically around yearly lows. Yeah, yearly lows on the Fear and Greed Index, a really good indicator of market sentiment. The alternative.me price fear index sentiment, it says that extreme fear can be a sign that investors are too worried. That could be a buying opportunity, like it is right now. We're seeing extreme fear. Yesterday we saw extreme fear. Right now we're just fearful, which is a very good sign. Let's put it on the max up. Starts from 2018. Every time that we're low, it's a good bottoming sign for the price. As you can see, last year was a really good buying opportunity when price of Bitcoin was hovering around $4,000. People were very fearful, thinking that it's not a good opportunity, but it was actually a pretty jackpot opportunity, once in a lifetime, really, to scoop those 10x Bitcoin from where it is today. Now we're going to get back to the charts real quick and look at the arguments for the bulls. The bulls have the 200 MA on the daily, which is really another big level to see continuation from of the bulls. We are currently hovering just over the 200 EMA, 200 EMA on the daily. That hasn't been tested ever since this dump right here on the halving of 2020. So we saw this pre-halving dump right here. 11th of May was the halving, this candle, and it tested the 200 daily, which was a bounce level. After that, we never saw it back again. We're seeing it today, which signals to me that today is going to be a likely bottoming for the upcoming weeks or months, because this level has been respected on the dot, literally on the dollar to the T, has not been tested even. We can continue to go up, then correct down again to the 200 MA, but as soon as the 200 MA serves as support, just like the 221 weekly, we're still very in good shape on the textbook aspects of a bull market. Okay, just really good signals of a continuation really soon. The other argument for the bulls is that there is a previous all-time high support, which is this level right here, this monthly level, which has been holding so far really good, as well as right at the 200 EMA of the daily level. And we are really respecting this level, which is a good sign that we're going to see upside from here. I am currently not in any positions. I was looking to long this area to 42,000 with this many confluences that we're going to keep showing you guys. The other one is the 618 golden level, which is the golden ratio, the nature's perfect ratio. The really Fibonacci number is the 61.8% retracement on the markets. It shows, just like on nature, a perfect respect of the fulfillment of this pattern. So therefore we have the move. Usually price can, on the momentum, go all the way to the 618. That's the highest probability of the retracement bounce on any chart, any time frame, and then the continuation from there to fulfill the extension levels, which are lying on 87,000 and 74,000, which on the log scale are going to be higher due to the magnitude of the move. We did fulfill the 50%, so everything that we got up here was around $36, so 50% down from 36 is exactly, not 36, sorry, so we did go up. So there is a 50% retracement here of the log scale. It's a more complicated math than what I thought. And now the extension of that is 107,000. So people are starting to scale in on the Fibonacci retracements, which each has a different magnitude and probability to bounce for. The 38.2 is a really high momentum market, which bounces really fast, and it showed no continuation, got rejected by the 618 of the downside, then saw a respected downside move for a correction, most likely completed around these levels here. If not, we can try to test this zone right here, but I think most likely the correction is over. There's been a lot of FUD around the market, and we're gonna maybe go for that higher high on the 4-hour, which is going to be our first sign of recovery, that we really need to repair some damage that was done last night. We're seeing this low right here on the 4-hour making a high, and now this high is lower high compared to this one. We need to see a higher low compared to this low right here, and then a higher high compared to this one. That will be the first sign of a bullish shape coming up to Bitcoin. I want to see that before I look into positions on this pair. Also, I will try to scoop some cheap Bitcoin down at the monthly level that wasn't tested along the 200 MA. Gonna send my members this position as a buy limit right here, and I'm gonna put my stops pretty tightly below this log scale 618, which will be the non-log scale, the linear scale. Maybe I'll put a 12% stop loss. That's good with me. That's a pretty large stop loss for Bitcoin. For alts, that's not that much. Our target's going to be the log scale 618 extension on the upside, 108,000, and that will give us a solid 11-to-1 risk to reward. Let's delete this fib for clearness, and let's see what else we have for the bulls. We do have a bull flag support. So if we draw this, you can see we're holding a trend line that can be referred to as a bull flag, since this has a pretty nice symmetry on the descending trend line of the resistance side. The support side looks pretty much intact as of right now on the daily. We're not breaking below it, which is really nice. Can be drawn as this as well, but I prefer to get this wick in. This is a pretty good support. As long as we don't break it on the daily, we're in good shape. What else do we have? A oversold daily RSI. Let's go ahead and pull that up. We are seeing a lower band of the RSI touching below 30. The actual RSI just hovering around 30 something. That's really good sign that we're probably seeing a low being formed here on the daily time frame. Every time that we come into oversold levels on the daily is really good signals that we are preparing for a big move. Every time we see oversold red on the daily is just it's a really key buying opportunity that we don't see often at all. See what else we have for the bulls. We do have bearish sentiment that we already went over, and daily RSI went over. For the bears, we have a weekly bearish pivot, which is really key to note, both on the line chart. Let's pull that up right now. The line chart has made a lower high and a lower low and a close, and on the candlestick chart we made that swing of a high, a lower high, then a lower low right here. This low is right here. Really, bearish overall on the high time frame. We have this bearish feeling, but we gotta be contrarian than what everyone is looking at. Gotta look at the side that has more confluences, and right now it is the bullish side. As long as we don't break some really key levels as the 200 daily and 21 EMA, this bull flag, this 78.6, and this low right here. There's a lot of shields and backstones to protect Bitcoin falling right now, and I favor the bulls just on this really big high confluence zone that I like to place my buys limit and really accumulate some altcoins. Let's see one of the ones that I have my eyes on. AVE, we're seeing a correction here and a continuation. Daily AVE, let's put the weekly AVE here, AVE, however you want to call it. Really bullish coin, DeFi. I'm really interested in holding DeFi still on the upside of many years. That's adoption is yet to come. Let's throw that in the weekly. Oh, this is the AVE, yes, the T-perp. We did see a breakout, and we are respecting the EMAs on the daily. Right now, I just want to see a respect continuation from the lower time frame Fibonacci's. Let's see if we can get a 618 there. On the low time frames, I prefer to not use the log scale and look for deeper retracements into or the 618 or at 0.5, and long from a high confluence, like this one. We can monitor this to see if there are any price action entries, like this engulfing candle right here was a possible confirmation entry, but I like to get in with buy limits instead of market orders, which gets my members positioned into beforehand and to get better risk to reward and prices. This could be a pretty good interesting trade. We can look at the possible targets for this are pretty high. Will be a log scale, which did retrace this 618. I would put this trade the target all the way up there and take profits on the way up. It would give me a total of 15 risk to reward. I'll probably even put my stops below this 200 in this wick right here. Something like this has the 54-hour EMA as a confluence, 618, the possible breakout of this lower time frame trend line and retest, something like this. Also the retest of this higher time frame trend line that was broken, and the stop loss is secured by the 200 4-hour EMA and this trend line support right here, as well as the high time frame trend line support as well. So I'll leave you guys with that one. I hope you guys have an awesome week. Trade safe, keep your risk managed. If you do have any questions, if you don't follow me already, follow on Instagram, Cryptofunded. Drop me a DM there if you do have any questions. Our programs are on our website. You can get personal mentorship from me from the start. Really, if you don't know how to trade or anything, you can get from the bottom up to getting it to being a professional trader. We up 61% with our leverage trades that I sent everything on the channel. I'll give you a quick look of how it looks. This is how I send the trades. I break down with the fundamental analysis, break down my entries and the technicals as well. Okay guys, see you guys soon.